It's a multipolar world. Somebody asked Dr. Jaishankar, you're not taking a stand in the Russia-Ukraine war, and which side are you on? And Dr. Jaishankar said, I'm on India's side. America is on its own Atmanirbhar US trip. Atmanirbhar America. Now they suddenly realize that these guys have stopped manufacturing and they've outsourced everything to China. Even if the Palestinians know that you've stood up for them, you've sacrificed your jobs, your education for them, you go to Palestine, remember, you are wajibul qatl. Gen friends, I'm Major Gaurav Arya and you're watching the Chanakya Dialogues English. Like this video, subscribe to our channel, don't forget to press the bell icon. Friends, this whole Russia-Ukraine war is leading to a lot of bitterness. I believe they are having some sort of a peace conference in Switzerland in which they have not invited the Russians. Now this is stupid, right? This is stupid. This is like a child throwing a fit. The war is between Russia and Ukraine, and if you want to have a peace summit, what you must do is invite both Russia and Ukraine, ask them to sit down, and then you have neutral players like Switzerland. Neutral players like some countries that have not supplied weapons to Ukraine or to Russia. It could be India. It could be other countries where you sit down and you say, hey, let's stop fighting here and thrash out the issues. No, that is not what they're doing. They're having these peace conferences regarding the Russia-Ukraine conflict and war, but they have not invited Russia. Now, how does that even work? Here is another thing. Russia will give appropriate response to Britain's expulsion of Defence Attache. Now, they have the Russian Defence Attache has been expelled by the British, and the Russians are upset, and Foreign Ministry spokeswoman Maria Zakharova said that an appropriate response will be given to the Britishers. Now, they just expelled it. Nobody knows why. Basically, what they said that Britain said on Wednesday it would expel Russia's defense attaché, remove diplomatic status from some properties and limit the length of Russian diplomatic visas. You're shutting your own doors. I think this is a wrong policy of the UK now. They're saying that some properties will no longer have diplomatic status. So it could be the residence of the ambassador. It could be so many other things. And now these properties will no longer have diplomatic status. If they think that this is going to pressurize Russia, you see, this may pressurize a Western country. It's not going to pressurize Russia. It's not. This is typical behavior from people who have been so far used to a unipolar world, that we are allies of the United States of America and whatever US deems fit, it will be done. Whatever it deems worthy, it will be done. This kind of an attitude has far-reaching implications. Now, they're trying to pressurize Russia by saying that, hey, this guy, no diplomatic status or immunity any longer. This building belonging to the Russians, no, cancel. What are the Russians going to do? They may not have the wherewithal to attack the UK similarly in Moscow, but they'll do it in other countries. They'll do it in other countries, and this is just going to spread. Like the Wagner Group, Russia has dozens of paramilitary outfits like the Wagner Group. The Wagner Group has been shut down. It was the most prominent because it came in the news and because of Putin. But otherwise, they have equally vicious paramilitary groups. You never know which embassy they're going to attack next. This is not going to stop like that. And there is nothing that the West can do about it. There is absolutely nothing that the West can do about it. Zero. Zilch. The Russians will come after you. The Chinese will come after you. Countries like India will remain neutral. And the West will not be able to do anything. Because they realize, see, it's a multipolar world now. It's a multipolar world. Somebody asked Dr. Jaishankar that you're not taking a stand in the Russia-Ukraine war, and which side are you on? And Dr. Jaishankar said, I'm on India's side. Yeah. I don't have to be on Russia's side or Ukraine's side. I'm on India's side. I'm an Indian. He is India's foreign minister. Which side is he going to be on? Which side? Prime Minister Narendra Modi is elected by Indians. He is not elected by Russians or Ukrainians. Now, we will expel the Russian Defence Attache, who is an undeclared military intelligence officer. The British Interior Minister James Cleverly told, this is stupid. This is a stupid statement to make. Undeclared military intelligence officer. What do you mean undeclared? Either he is part of military intelligence, and every embassy is a military intelligence or an intelligence gathering setup. Every single embassy. You don't have to belong to a military intelligence service or to a secret service or to a clandestine service. Any guy who goes outside the embassy Any embassy, any high commission, you go outside, you interact with people of that country, you come and report back. You file a report saying that I interacted with this person, this is what he said, and this is what I said, and you sign it and you dock it. This is how it happens. Every embassy, every high commission, Canada can say whatever it wants. Canada can say, oh, we are wealthy and we are white, but Canada does the same thing in India. If there is a Canadian diplomat who's going around in a club for a drink or dinner in the evening, and if he comes across something, he will file it in a report. If he interacts with some prominent Indian and he says something which is of interest to Canada, he will file it in a report. If there is an unnatural incident or occurrence, he will file it in a report. These are various methods of gathering intelligence. I don't know what this means. He's an undeclared military intelligence officer. We will remove diplomatic premises status from several Russia-linked properties in the UK. We are now imposing new restrictions on Russian diplomat. This is just stupidity. This is just stupidity. You see, and they're in an attempt to hit China, Huawei Technologies, the US Commerce Department has restricted the sale of American technology to China's leading high-tech firm, Huawei Technologies, and revoked certain allowances of US chip sales amidst renewed scrutiny of the company in Washington. And we are not commenting on any specific licenses, but we can confirm that we have revoked certain licenses for exports to Huawei. The new order will prevent US-based manufacturers like Intel and Qualcomm from selling chips to that company. And computing devices also. So this is what is happening. This is news number 2. The National Telecommunications and Information Administration, NTIA, announced USD $420 million grant for companies from the US and ally nations to build phone network gear that can compete against Huawei's. So this is what is, America is on its own Atmanirbhar US trip. Atmanirbhar America. Now they suddenly realize that these guys have stopped manufacturing. And they've outsourced everything to China. Obviously, China will take advantage. China is the kind of a nation that takes advantage of weakness. It's like a vulture. You have to understand the Chinese. The nation, I'm not talking about the people, but the government, all right? It's like a vulture. It's like a huge vulture. It is waiting for an animal to become weak or die, and then it pounces. China will never attack directly. China will wait for you to get weak before it can take advantage of your weakness. And in Netherlands, we have news from Netherlands. Clashes between police and pro-Palestine protesters occurred inside the campus of Amsterdam University, Netherlands, during a march that turned violent. So the sickness has now come to Netherlands. This whole Palestine drama is now in Netherlands. Dutch police used bulldozers to remove the barricades to prevent escalations in the march. Videos from the protest showed police using bulldozers to remove barricades. Now, a group called Dutch Scholars for Palestine said that police used, you see, I understand liberal Europe, I understand Western Europe in the sense that I've read their literature, and I think I understand a little bit of their culture, if not very much. A little bit, maybe 10%, 20%. This whole Palestine thing is a fad. You can protest, but all I want to tell the Europeans is this. If you go to Palestine, even if the Palestinians know that you have stood up for them, you've sacrificed your jobs, your education for them. You go to Palestine, remember, you are a Christian. You are kafir. You are wajibul qatl. They will not spare you. Your crime is that you were born Christian. You don't understand these things because you've grown up in a liberal environment and you have the freedom of speech and you can say whatever you wish, but they do not come from countries like that. Now, ladies and gentlemen, for question and answers, we have PV. Hi, Major, huge fan from California. Hello, sir. How are you? What do you think about Sam Pitroda? He seems to be making these incendiary remarks with amazing frequency. Do you think he's speaking as part of a sinister foreign agenda to influence Indian elections? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Nobody knows Sam Pitroda in India. Nobody cares about Sam Pitroda. And if an influential person had been making those comments, I would have understood that there is a larger conspiracy. While there is a conspiracy to destabilize India, there is no doubt. I do not think that the via media of that conspiracy is Sam Pitroda. Sam Pitroda is a man who will speak whatever he wants to speak, irrespective of consequence, and I don't think he's thinking straight. Also, I think Sam Pitroda is a guy who's given to lose talk here, very honestly. He's given to loose talk. He's harming the Congress party. And I think his comments suit the BJP just fine. Now, he just made a comment very recently, I think it was yesterday, when he said that South Indians look like Africa. What a stupid thing to say. I mean, why would a person say such a stupid thing and that the Northeast people look like China? I mean, what's wrong with him? ऐसा कौन बोलता है यार? Who speaks this nonsense? Yeah? Apparently Sam Petroda does. When Modi ji said, na, ab ki baar 400 par, I think this guy has taken it up as a personal challenge. That I will give the Modi government 400 seats in parliament by making sure that the Congress sinks. But now he's been made to resign. What I'm hearing is that Rahul Gandhi gave a call to Sam Petroda and said, enough Sam, enough. We are not carrying this deadwood any longer. Rich of Rahul Gandhi to call Sam Petroda deadwood, but that is what the rumors are. I don't know if they are true or not. But Sam Petroda has resigned from the position of, he was, I think, overseas head of the Congress party or some nonsense. So he's gone now. Sensei. Sensei in Japanese means master or teacher. I remember when we were learning karate as kids, the instructor was called Sensei. Hello, Major, I've heard this news, and it's a shame that now they're trying to involve a peace-loving country like Japan. Those students, 90% non-Japanese in Tokyo, know absolutely nothing about what the hell is going on behind their backs and how they're being brainwashed instead of studying. What is your opinion? I mean, yeah, it's a shame. Students should study. This whole Palestine thing is nothing. It's a fad. It will go away. Trust you me. It's a matter of time. It will fade out. Palestinians, you see, it is a basic human instinct to help somebody who you think is in a problem. The basic human instinct. And nobody can weep and cry and play the victim card like the Palestinians. I mean, you've got to salute them. Palestinians are masters of the victim card. They own the victim card. They invented the victim card. So they'll just go and cry and weep and bawl in front of everybody. And then people will take, they'll feel sorry for them and then people will come out and protest. This is what the Palestinians do here. Nothing serious about this. It's going to die down. Trust you me. Ramudu says, how about making NCC compulsory for all students? No, not a great idea because NCC does not have the bandwidth. Because when you say all students, there are hundreds of millions of students. You can't have NCC training hundreds and millions of students. It's simply not possible. NCC does not have the bandwidth. The Ministry of Defence does not have the bandwidth. The Indian Armed Forces do not have the bandwidth. Even if every single officer of the Indian Army, Navy and Air Force were to leave their duties, shift to NCC and then train, even then it would not be sufficient because the population of India is so massive here. It's such a massive population, the student population of India. Where does it all stop? It doesn't stop anywhere. So you can't have people joining the NCC. It's no country. Let's say if NCC was in China or in America, even they would not be able to do it. So therein lies a very real problem. It can't be done. It has to be selective in nature. Thank you very much for watching this video, ladies and gentlemen. If you like this video, press the like button, subscribe to our channel. Don't forget to press the bell icon. Jai Hind, Vande Mataram, Bharat Mata Ki Jai.